Peace, family. Welcome to another episode of Broken Theory. Today we got the homie Ill Tone Beats. What's good?
What's good, man?
Bless, man. I just wanted to have you on the show, man. First and foremost, thank you for making some time. You know what I'm saying? And much congrats on your newest album, man. It's going up. It's going up. It's going crazy, man. I love what I hear.
Definitely.
It sounds like you took your time with it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm definitely gonna buy it on vinyl, man. So I just wanted to give you your flowers first and foremost while I got you here. You know what I mean?
Word. Appreciate it, man. Thank you for that, man.
No doubt. No doubt. So where did this journey start from you? You know what I'm saying? Like where did it all start with you?
You saying far as like just my
Just music in general. Yeah. Like where did the love come from?
Man, this was a long journey, man. This really was a long journey. And it even started out even before the music, man, just being that rambunctious kid in school and you know, kind of not being understood, you know what I'm saying, in the classroom, always being the bad kid, you know what I mean?
Nah, I got you.
I think where some of this love for seeking validation through the arts came from, even, you know, that kind of early childhood thing where like I was super rambunctious. I was ADHD before it was a term for it. You get what I'm saying? And man, it was just that's the bad kid. That's the bad kid. But whenever I got busy with the pen and I was drawing or just anything creative, for those 5 seconds I became the good kid. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I always kind of like veered towards the arts, and because it was the time where I shined. You know what I'm saying?
I feel it. So, it's something that's not talked about a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people, especially growing up in you know what I mean, poverty and different communities that's limited on resources and things like that, man. Like we don't have any way for us to do something productive with that energy, you know what I'm saying? Because it's not about good or bad, you know what I'm saying? It's all energy inside of you. Like whether you seen something or somebody communicated a certain way and you were like, that's how I need to talk, or this is what I need to do from now on, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, that energy, if you're not able to get it out you, it becomes destructive, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And, it's like,
and in that in that education form, on how they, you know, read this piece of paper with black letters on it and sit down and be quiet and do it like this, you know what I mean? Most kids were able to, you know, fall into that box and do it that way. But I was just, man, I was always just a whole different type of thinker, man. I'm calmed down now at my age. I seem pretty chill.
How old are you now?
Man, you're right when you say like they don't know what to do with certain people that have different set of skills. You know what I'm saying? So
for sure. How old are you now, bro?
I'm better now. Huh?
How old are you now?
I'm 44.
Okay.
Yeah,
hell yeah, man.
I've been at this shit for a minute, man. Like
no doubt.
I started out on the ASR 10 when you needed equipment.
That's the best thing, man, because like having the ability to have multiple workflows, I mean, especially in this day and age, it's just getting easier and easier and easier. But the fact that you're coming from an era to where like things actually had to make sense, you couldn't just like spitball, you couldn't just like, you know, have AI make you a sample or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like you understand the way certain things are in energy and things like that too, man. So salute. 100%.
For real, yo, you had to be committed. Like you had to, man, to buy a piece of gear, you had to find a way to come up on $1,500.
And there wasn't no internet that you could buy it. It's like literally you had to catch a store that was selling it, and if it wasn't any around you, you was asked out until somebody came around with it or something. There was no Craigslist, no none of that.
You know.
Yeah. 100%, man. So what was the moment that made you realize that you wanted to make music and become a producer?
I will say, I honestly, so when I start, you know, getting busy with, you know, that side of art, and honestly, the light bulb went off when, you know, my friends kind of like encouraged me, man, my peers, you know, like, and I'll be honest, like probably starting out, I wasn't even probably that good. You know what I mean?
Nah, we all gotta learn.
yeah, having good friends and them just encouraging me, and maybe sometimes even lying, saying it was good when it wasn't. I don't
Yeah.
know, but
Nah,
you
I
know, I was
feel it.
gonna figure it out. But
100%.
yeah, but once I seen like being able to bring uh them kind of smiles, that kind of, you know, like enjoyment for people, you know what I'm saying? It took me to a time and place with music where um I remember when music first did that for me. So I was like, man, if I could give somebody them goosebumps, you
Mm-hmm.
know, it became something that was like, man, it felt good. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
absolutely.
I never forget the first time hearing Wu-Tang Protect Your Neck.
Yeah,
Like,
that was wild.
and I was too little. I was too young to even be. My parents didn't want me listening to the albums with the swears. So
Uh-huh.
I'm like sneaking in the bed with the headphones, just like,
Yep,
what
yep,
is this?
yep.
You know what I mean? So
Goosebumps all on your body and everything, man.
pumps, man, for
Waiting for them to
real.
come in and catch you. Like, what you doing?
Man, Wu Tang again and again.
Yep. Yeah, I got it tatted on me, man.
Word.
How did your production style evolve over time, and like what pushed you into different realms to be where you're at right now?
Yo, that's such a great question. That kind of is gonna end up segueing into, you know, this project in a sense, and you'll see where I'm going with it. But to answer your question, I think the growth of just wanting to be, you know, have different layers and different styles, and you know, every beat having a different feel to it. It really came from when I first started really taking it serious with one of my good friends, you know what I'm saying, Strategy, that, you know, that was his MC name at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And yo, we were starting to make some noise, and man, people start, you know, other producers and different guys start bringing them beats, and I'm like, yo, I started getting kind of territorial. I'm
Yeah.
like, man, I gotta like, like, I'm trying to do the whole album, like, so
Yep,
it was like, you know, me and him sat, and I'm like, yo, listen, people could bring in beats, but if they ain't better than these joints we cooking,
yeah,
it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? So that forced me to be able to make a smooth track, a gutter track, or just to be at a well-round project. And I think it ultimately made me a better producer. But it came from, you know, it came from that challenge early on for me. You know what I mean? And not getting so locked in with one kind of style of like hip hop. Like I love the boom bap, I love the smooth shit. I like fast hi hats, I like bass, I like, you know, and just to find a way to like melt it all together to be able to produce a whole cohesive project. Amen. You know, that's really what, to answer your question, kind of like help mold me and bring me along and become better.
Nah, I feel it.
Yeah.
So this question is coming from MOW Official, and he asked, did you start the same way that producers nowadays are starting in terms of a beat channel and things like that? Which you already answered that. You didn't start. You started with the ASR 10. But he was asking, how did you accomplish being able to work with all these legendary artists?
Man, honestly, I didn't have a beat channel. I don't know, man. Maybe I had some stuff displaying the beats online, like the sound clicks and all the old, you know, I had what everybody else had, like in that way. But really what kind of like helped me in the beginning, so take it back before the Buffalo movement. I'm going back like 10 plus 12 15 years. I was making them trips to New York City, and I was trying to get in them sessions, and I was trying to get the beats, and I land a beat here and there, you know what I mean, and that was cool. You know, the music spoke for itself in that way, which was awesome. But I had to grind for every placement. It was really tough, man. And what really set me off this time in this go was building the relationships. You know what I'm saying? Like the music can speak, but like, yo, the relationships is everything, bro. Like 100%. It really is.
So what advice would you give to producers coming up to like actually help them build relationships with the artists that they work with? What is something that took your relationships to the next level?
I would say that's a great question too. I would just say, man, have you know what I'm saying, have your goal, have what you want to accomplish, You know what I mean? But also don't be scared to get your hands dirty. Like you see, I got this studio here.
Oh yeah.
I'm working in, and a lot of the things I was able to get done and start, moving my vision was I had to get my hands dirty. Like I had to take sessions, you know what I mean, when I didn't feel like it sometimes, or record other stuff, or even over other people's beats, or just what can you give more? It's about your narrative, but it's also about like what else you could bring to the table to be helpful, to be useful in the room. You know what I'm saying? Like I get it, you got your vision, but like, man, you gotta just be helpful. And I don't know if you do graphic artwork, or you could be a help in this way, that way, this way. But you just gotta pay your dues, man. It ain't just about taking. You gotta take and give.
Yep, 100%.
You know what I mean? So
what was some of those ways that you were adding value in the early days when your name wasn't established?
Right. So before, the second chapters, because I got 2 chapters. I told you about the time 10 years ago when I was going back and forth to New York. I was getting placements with Dipset, Banks, like some G-Unit artists, different things like that, but I wasn't establishing relationships, and it was more about I'm just trying to get my placement. I'm just trying to do this.
Sure.
But like this second go, I think something with maybe me being a little older and understanding a little more that boys need help, guys need help. These guys still, they might look, and they are at that level, but don't think don't want to go to this level. Like, so what else can you do they're already up here. What can you do to help them get here, man? And like one artist that I work with, super close with, still now and forever, man. I got his back forever, is El Camino.
I just worked with him too, man. He's a dope ass artist.
Yeah, man. So it's just like, just being useful in the room, being helpful, and just, man, whatever you could do, bro. Like, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, none of us has got to be too cool for school, man.
Yep, 100%, man. So talk about some of the pressure that you felt, you know what I'm saying, working with like chasing placements and things like that versus like, just kind of letting things naturally flow with the relationships. How was that feeling for you?
Yo, it's night and day, man. It's night and day. Like when you just naturally, you're already in the room, you establish the relationship. Dude, it's at that point it is no pressure. I mean, I don't feel the pressure.
Nah, I feel it.
Like obviously, there's an importance to being able to perform and do what you got to do your job. Supply. Really interesting. Music, but like, man, like honestly, there is none, bro.
I feel it. Was there ever a moment that you were like kind of like holding yourself, I guess you could say, accountable to like try to get placements? Like that type of pressure? Was there ever that type of pressure for you or no?
Yeah, but I'll be honest, man. Like I'll say this, getting back to what you said, like just letting it happen naturally. Man, when I start just having fun with who I was working with and just start organically letting the music take place, and it got to a point where I don't care if this guy, that guy, I don't care if they're C-listers, as long as they taking their music serious, bro.
Yeah, 100%.
They're making good music. I stopped caring about the A-listers. I'll be honest with you. I mean, it'd be awesome to, man, do something with whoever, but like I just got so comfortable with and loving just making music naturally and organically that kind of went away too, man.
For sure.
Not saying I don't want opportunity, I do, but like it's not gonna make or break or stress me out.
For sure.
My God got, you know what I'm saying, his plans and it's already set in stone, man. I just gotta,
it's already written. How do you balance, I guess you could say like paid work and like love of the art? You know what I mean? Because like, you still got to get paid at some point. You know what I mean?
Right. I will say, once again, what else can you bring to the room? So, man, you might start out, that can't be your main objective, man. That's, I mean, somebody will disagree with me on that, and maybe they got to figure it out on how to get to their goal with making that the number one thing. But for me, I didn't really never see that as the most important thing right away. Obviously, everybody wants what's theirs, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But yo, when you do to get it, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna get it, man.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but man, just be part of the room, man. Be willing to, you know what I'm saying, sit the bench and be the sixth man if you got to in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Like, your time will come, man, and people will see who you are. They'll see, you know what I mean? Because that's ultimately, like I said, going back to relationships. When people understand and they see you solid, they're gonna turn around and want you to win and start making the deals the right way. And they're gonna, you know, and if things go, and for somebody out there that they're working with someone for that, they'll know when the times went by so long and they're not getting done right that they could sit down and have that talk.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
sure.
But I wouldn't say go into any situation just like, where's my bag? Shoot, I got one placement. Like, yo, where's the split sheets? And I mean, bro, unless you make the Macarena, bro, like, what is we really talking about, man?
Nah, I feel it.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I feel it, man. The art comes first. You know, you definitely gotta make sure it's dope art.
Put the foot on solid ground first, man.
Yeah, but there's also the type of artists that, like, because you have gained a lot of success and, you know, worked with people that they would want to work with, they do try to, like, leech and attach themselves onto you and try to, like, get you to work for free and stuff like that, when it won't benefit you necessarily in the direction that you're trying to go. How do you deal with that?
That's a tough one. I'll be honest with you. You just gotta pick your spots, man. For one, you gotta pick your spots. Obviously, you're one person. You can't do everything, but you also do. You know. I believe, just my principles. I feel like you still do gotta be a giver to some degree. You know what I mean? I can't produce a whole album for you, but can I give you some advice? Can I possibly, you know what I mean? If we stay tapped in and I see you really serious about your stuff, can I send you a beat? Maybe, you know what I mean? Yeah, I could. You know what I mean? Can if you got some questions on some problem you have in the studio, can I reply? We still supposed to be helping each other. You know what I mean? But yes, you should be putting your time, the majority of your time, in the things that are most beneficial for you and your family.
For sure.
But still, it should be still some time where you set to the side and help people too, man.
That's good. You know what I mean, man. I'm glad that there are still decent human beings, and it just speaks, like you said, those relationships. That's how you're able to maintain those relationships, man. Because, you know, you're a good human being.
Man, thank you, man.
No doubt. God is the greatest.
Mindset. Yeah, I think where this interview is going so far, for anybody that's trying to soak up any kind of thing, is just mindset and just being solid and just, you know what I mean? Don't get abused. That's another thing. Don't get abused. I ain't telling people to get abused.
Nah, you will in this game.
You will. but I think it's a balance. So it's like, when people see who you are and they look you in the eye, they know what they could get away with and what they can't. You know, you might have to stand firm on some things. There's been times where I had to, like, speak up and be like, yo, I see where you're going and I'm all here for it. You know, but like, this is a little bit too much, man. Like,
I feel it.
I had to speak up, but, like, anybody with, like, half a brain, they'll be like, yo, Tones came through for me. I could tell he's a solid dude. Like, he's being honest, he's being transparent. Yo, let me not, you know what I mean? Because you will get abused too. And we're not here for that.
Yeah,
we're not here for that.
We're not, man. God is the greatest, man. What's your philosophy when it comes down to sampling? Do you approach it like a scientist or a chef? What's your process like?
Ooh, how do I approach a sample? So, man, I let the special moments in the sample, like, I let that take precedence, man. I let that drive the car, man. Like,
how do you normally find samples?
Man, any which way, man. It could be off a freaking VCR tape. I really don't care. It could be, I love, you know, I got some decks over here off camera you can't see.
Sure.
I still love digging. I dig out just anything, man. Like anything and all thing, and never not everything. You feel what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Because, huh?
I said, oh yeah.
Yeah, because if you get locked into just one way, then it's kind of like, you know, you get too locked in with digging, then you turn into a situation where you bumping heads with too many people with different sounds because everybody's putting in the same trigger words and blah blah blah.
For sure.
And then if you stay to the whack, sometimes you might be limited in other ways. So man, do it all, man. You know what I mean?
Sure. How do you balance making beats for yourself versus creating for like an artist's vision?
Yo, you know what's wild, man? That's the beautiful thing about, I think, the position I'm in right now, where I'm actually treating myself as an artist and as a producer. You know what I mean? Where, yo, sometimes I produce some stuff that I really believe in, and I run it past artists, and sometimes they might not pick that piece of work. So I'll be like, okay, shoot, I'll put it to the self. I really believe in this one. So now it's in a situation where I could double back, be like, yo, remember that joint you turned down? Bro, I'm working on this. I really see you on this. You need to do this for me. And people, all right. And then, yo, a lot of times after they record to it, they're like, dang, I see what you were saying. But by that point, now that joint going on my next project.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying?
You can't get this one.
Yeah, like I told you.
Yeah.
Months ago, like this was the one, man. You know what I mean?
I feel it.
Sometimes it shake out. That's the right decision. Sometimes it don't. So you know, every song ain't going. You know,
trust the producer. Word moral to the story is trust the producer.
Man,
he's got your best interest always.
Yeah, man. At least 8 out of 10.
For sure. So let's get into it, man.
Yeah.
Something I want to talk about. You know, a lot of producers get kind of overstepped. They don't get enough credit. How do you feel about that?
Oh man, it's we could say the same for artists too, man. Like, but I see what you're saying in the big scope of things. Like, when you look at the final product, sometimes the producer don't get mentioned.
Oh yeah.
Or they get slept on, and it's
not necessarily from the artist, but just in general. Like when they like when your song goes crazy, goes big and stuff like that, they glorify the artist versus like you made it, you created the beat first and then added the artist. You know what I'm saying? So like you kind of gave them, you set it up for the alley-oop already. You know what I mean? So it's like,
yeah, I think it's one of them things where if you keep showing and proving, eventually, you know what I mean? Like, if you just purely a producer, in the credits producer, eventually, if you keep showing up to game day and you keep hitting that grand slam, it's only a matter of time before, you know what I mean? So don't get discouraged, man, to anybody that like got some joints off and feel like they ain't get the certain look or the certain light. It's also your job to help that artist. This is another thing, dude. It's also your job to promote that record. Make it the best you can make it for you. Like even before I was doing my own solo thing, like even with an El Camino record or whoever record, yo, I'm looking online, who's willing to do a write-up for this joint? I'm gonna get El Camino like in this spotlight, but I'm gonna make sure that article writer know to, list me, and I grind for my own recognition too. So you got to speak up for yourself, man. You 100%. Know what I'm saying? Like so, and do the like what else can you bring? Once again, you know what I'm saying? Can you get some articles written up? Can you make a radio edit and get that joint off the college radio stations? Yo, you might not even have led with the single, but treat your record like it's the single.
Yep.
Get what I'm saying? And do whatever
100%.
you can do in your off time outside of the lab to help that art. The artist is gonna see value. Dang, nobody else on the joint that was producing even helped out in any other way. You know what I mean? Next thing you know, now you doing 4 or 5, 6 tracks on their album. You know what I mean? Like,
for
So
it definitely could make a difference. You know what I'm saying? Like,
really can.
if you're pushing things forward with the artist, you know what I'm saying? It kind of alleviates some of that stress, because now when it comes down to like release date, the artist isn't the only one that's pushing it forward. You know what I'm saying? They got somebody else with the same agenda. You know what I mean? And it just makes it that better. Yep, absolutely. What's something that producers overlook that separates good beats from legendary ones?
Ooh, you know what? I'm gonna have you repeat that so I can think of an answer. Say it again.
What's something that producers overlook that separates good beats from legendary ones?
That's a good freaking question, man.
It could be something small.
Blanks, what?
You know what I'm saying? I said it could be something small. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
I think
for
sometimes
me, go ahead.
These are big records, but we don't know till they're really like. I mean, once in a while, you get that undeniable joint, no question.
For sure.
You'll get that undeniable joint that's just like a no-brainer. But a lot more than not often, man. Sometimes it's just like once the artist adds their instrument, you know, their voice.
Yep.
It could take it there. It could make a mediocre beat a star beat. You know what I mean? Or maybe it ain't enough room in the beat for the artist to really you know highlight their talent. So man, some of that is just man record kind of like getting the track together and kind of like. To me, I haven't really experienced, other than the few times where it's an automatic joint. Like a lot of times, man, it be the beats that you thought was just okay. Sometimes be the stars, man.
What was one of those beats for you?
Huh?
What was one of those beats for you that was like you were like, it's okay, and then it just like took off?
Man, what was a joint like that? I'll probably say it was a joint like that on Heem's last album, the Billy Goat joint. I remember making that beat and I remember going to a session and playing. Just I had joints that I was like, man, boys is gonna love this joint. Like this joint gonna go crazy when I play it. And boys bought it, like yeah. And I'm just playing beats and that kind of was like a second tier beat that I didn't even. I was just like, I'm just wing it, throw this one in there. And it was like, yo, that's the one. Because sometimes, like, they hear something that they know highlights their voice. Because they got a whole nother, they got a full career knowing what works for them, too.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
We need to consider. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're like, yo, I float over these right. This is the right tempo. I know the pocket. I know the cadence I could come with this. You know what I mean? So, man. Yeah, sometimes it just come together like that, man.
I feel it.
Yeah.
What was your first placement?
My first placement, my very first placement was actually on, this is going back like 15 years ago. It was on Shice Bub's Purple City album. This is back during the Dipset era.
Oh, yeah.
I did a joint and I believe it was Smoke DZA's first placement too. I'm probably gonna get hell for this because it's probably not, but I think it was. But he was actually on the song with Shice Bubs and another artist, and it was on Shice Bub's first solo album called International Bud Dealer. This is going back some years. It was a
shout out Shice Bub, man.
Yeah, man, solid dude, man. He was a mentor for me a lot of times. Going back and gave me a lot of gems that actually helped me prepare for the second run. What I'm saying? And he just stressed, not to shift subjects, but I think it's a good topic. Just getting back to relationships. Like, yo, Tone, you got fire beats. I rock with you. You can always send me a pack. If I love it, I'm using it. But like, the relationships, man, is everything. You don't have relationships with these guys in New York City. You just, you know what I mean? Like when I go to beats, I'm a tap in with the Dane Greases and the Heat Makers and the A-Rab music and the whoever's, and then I got 6 slots for like whatever. I'm rocking with you, but like most people, they gonna tap into they boy that play Little League football with them. We don't have these relationships, so it's a little tough for you, but it goes back to just building relationships, man.
For sure. Absolutely. Yeah. What have you seen over the years that producers are pretty much like changing the way that the game used to run to now, like it's just completely different?
So you're saying what are producers doing now that's changing the game?
Like compared to when you was coming up and like starting music.
Right. Shoot, I think it's similar to what I'm doing now. I think some producers are taking their careers in their own hands in a way, you know, and multitasking, working with people, but also building their own self up as an artist. You know what I mean? And you know, whether that be getting known through a fancy, you know, beat tag or you know, putting out an album themselves or collabing with an artist and them putting it out together and them, you know, having a artist look versus just a in the credits producer. I think producers are screaming more for that, and we're in a time and age that, yo, if you got that sound, if you got that talent, and if you got, you know what I'm saying, that relationship there, you know, and you can make it easy for the artist, yo, you can make it happen now.
For sure. So we were talking about gear. You said you started off on the ASR 10. How has your workflow process changed from when you first started to now? What are you working with now, like to make most of your beats? If there's like one certain way.
Right. So I dust the 10 off every once in a while just to switch up the monotony or whatever. But whatever I do in the 10, I'm not pulling out no floppy disks and saving and all that crap. Like, I'm gonna just track it up in Pro Tools right away and save it. But I switched over. I wish I'd have did this a lot earlier. But I switched to the Native Instruments machine.
Okay.
So I'm on machine now. It's just, for me it was better because I like I could just save. I could just get a bunch of ideas, save, move on to the next thing, save, pull it back up. But if you know, I don't know how far you go back with this, but like, man, them floppy disks, man, sometimes it takes like 10 minutes to save a beat, 15 minutes to save a beat. Once in a while you'll come back with a disk error. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's why Timberland didn't save. That's why he didn't save. He said that he never saved.
He tracked out everything right away?
He just would, like, I guess, send it out, basically, like record it. Yeah, basically.
Yeah, like track it out. That's for the viewers and people that might not know. That's where you send all your sounds into Pro Tools and you put it on the grid in Pro Tools, and down from the kick, the snare, the hi-hat, the cymbal, the sample, the bass, the, you know what I mean?
He never saved none of those sessions. It's crazy.
Yeah, man. I track it out in Pro Tools. That's the save. You know, you want to build from there. It's already in Pro Tools, so you could get busy that way. But yeah, man, back in the day, I spent so much freaking time pulling out them dang floppy disks and having just like books of floppies and just, oh my God, it was a nightmare.
I feel it, man.
So, and not for nothing, I swear, if I could save at the same rate, I probably would have never switched. I'd still probably be on the 10 because don't nothing sound like it, man.
No, like, that's definitely one of them ones.
Yeah, like Quiet as Kept, Kanye West still produces.
Oh yeah, Alchemist too. Alchemist too.
Real? I thought he was on the MP25.
Nah, he uses the ASR 10. I seen it the other day. He was using it, and he had the floppy disks and shit like that too.
He's probably tracking out right away because I can't. I can't see him just.
Nah, not 10 minutes, bro.
On this, bro.
So yo, walk me through your average day. What is it like being with Ill Tone on an average day?
It's boring, man.
Yeah.
Nah, man. Man, on a day where I ain't gotta work, because I also got a contracting business. I do roofing. I got another source of livelihood. But yeah, absolutely. But a day where I'm not at it at that capacity, you know, I'm usually getting my thoughts together. You know what I'm saying? I'm praying. I might even do some meditation, and I'm kind of, you know, kind of slow to get my first step because it takes a lot for me to get my thoughts together. And then it's turning into going to Tim Hortons, get me some coffee.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And just, you know, I kind of decide, am I creative today? What am I feeling? Do I load up an old session? Do I work on a session? Do I feel like making some beats? Do I, you know what I mean? Do I need to kickstart it with something to inspire me? And then just kind of like that day, I kind of just let the day happen. I don't really try to force nothing unless I'm really, like, if I really need to get some work done, you know what I mean? I'll force it, but like for the most part, I really try to just let my day happen naturally, man.
I feel it. Are there any books that you've read that have changed your life forever or currently reading?
Man, yo, I ain't the biggest book reader, but I will audio book something in a heartbeat.
Nah, I feel it.
Man, just Quiet as Kept, man. It really was the law of attraction, man. Like the secret. You know what I'm saying? Like
fire.
Yeah, like just seeing it in that way, man, and just seeing that, yo, anything you want to do, you could really do. You know what I'm saying? Like you could really put one foot in front of the other and do one little thing to help your vision every single day. Yo, a year's gonna go by and you outworked everybody by just doing something a little bit every day.
Yes, sir. You know? But we got less than a minute left.
Yeah.
What's some advice that you would tell your younger self if you can go back and give yourself some advice?
Man, honestly, man, just let things happen naturally, man. Don't try to OD force. You can only control what you can control, and then after that, man, you just don't be so butthurt over it. Just do what you could do for yourself. And then after that, man, you know, like I said earlier when we were talking, man, God already got your life in stone. You just gotta play it out. So
amen.
Don't, you know, just let things go natural, bro.
For sure.